In Spain, of course, Real played yesterday and were beaten at home by Villarreal to leave themselves looking back, concerned about what's going on as they chase fourth in Champions League qualification rather than ahead of them. And today from Spain, a suggestion that the Spaniards are in hot pursuit of Neymar, and they're happy to give up Cristiano Ronaldo as part of that deal. Now, I'm told the publication that this has found its way into today is one of the president's favourites at Real Madrid, Andy, if he's looking to leak information that's disturbing of that nature to somebody else's player.
A little bit, if we want to know about Arsenal, we call John Cross.
We would, yes. Yes. Why would you, obviously there's an interest in Neymar, why would you go so public on Cristiano Ronaldo and upset one of your, well, his form this year has not been great, but one of your star turns in that way?
Why? If it's true, would be one reason to do it. If you feel that it can be done, would be another reason. I'm not so sure Paris Saint-Germain would be too happy about losing Neymar, but that might have been part of the big picture all along. We don't know. It's a strange one. He's not had his best season, Ronaldo. He's having a really bad time, struggling, apart from in the Champions League. And who knows, I think it's going to be a fascinating Champions League tie when Paris Saint-Germain take on Real Madrid. And I think that whatever happens on that game may well decide what happens next summer. Listen, Real Madrid are not going to hang around when they're sitting fourth in the league and not do something about it. They're either going to get new players in and leave Zidane in charge, or they're going to get rid of Zidane and get new players in the summer. Now, one of them might well be Neymar. That might have been part of Neymar's plan, who knows, to get from Barcelona to Real Madrid. He's always wanted to be the #1 in a huge club, in a huge league. He's at a huge club in Paris Saint-Germain, but maybe the league, the French league, isn't what he wants.
Well, yes, that's one part of the equation, but we know how sensitive Ronaldo is. Even when they spent more money on Gareth Bale, they weren't publicly allowed to say that they had, were they?
I think, Richard, some of the stuff coming out of Spain, that, you know, Ronaldo's not happy. I think he's been linked, moves back to the Premier League as well, so there's obviously something not right there.
It is a dramatic collapse, having said that, isn't it? Double Champions League winners.
It is.
That are struggling to qualify in fourth at the moment for next year's competition.
It is, it's massive. You don't know what the reason is, but the Neymar situation, if he goes back, if he goes to Real Madrid, that'd be very interesting.
Very complex club, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that they're such huge personalities, the players. It wouldn't surprise me if there was a lot of conflict going on in the dressing room. I mean, it seems like that. They don't seem a harmonious club right now at the moment on the football pitch. Certainly they're not playing that in the way that we suggest that they are. So there's some problems. I don't know whether Zidane has got the experience, the wherewithal to cope with a situation like that. Wonderful footballer, one of the best we've ever seen. Walked into a great side, took them to double Champions League winners.
I was just going to say, he's done something no other coach in the world has managed to achieve modern day.
And George will know, because he's coached, and so is Graham. When you go in, not at that level, but we've all coached. When you are coaching a side, and it's a great, and you're winning, it's the easiest job in the world. It really is the easiest job in the world. So for 2 seasons, Zidane has just got to this team. There you go. Carry on. I'll just keep you ticking over, keep you fit, keep you happy. You go and do it. When you suddenly start having problems, then your coaching abilities and your ability to cope with players is showing up. And if you haven't got the strength or the ability to do it, then you get found out. And maybe Zidane is a wonderful coach when everything's going well, but he can't go into his memory bank and say, right, what did I do last time this happened at a team I was coaching? Because he's still learning.
True. I think maybe the problem is actually not direct with Zidane. I think it's maybe a personal thing between Cristiano Ronaldo and the people running the club. I don't think it's personal between Zidane and Cristiano. I think Cristiano has actually initiated, due to the tax issue he had before, that he would like to leave Spain. And perhaps the board is playing onto that, to think, well, we've had great success with you. You're also getting older, and perhaps now it's time for us to cash in.
Okay, let's get some transfer talk in, Robbie. What's the possibility of a Neymar-Cristiano Ronaldo swap at PSG in the summer?
Well, let's look at the facts, shall we? Neymar scored his 20th goal for Paris Saint-Germain against Amiens in all competitions this season. He has nearly as many assists. He's 25 years of age, and he cost them 220 million euros. Now, against that, you could bring in perhaps a Cristiano Ronaldo, who has 4 league goals, albeit 9 in the Champions League as well, but is 32 years of age. I really don't see the interest for Paris Saint-Germain. I think the real interest in this story coming out now, and the Real camp has suggested that they would love to have Neymar all of a sudden. Why don't we have a look at the fixture lists? And I think perhaps in 3 weeks maybe there might be a certain Champions League tie between the two clubs. I think this is gamesmanship from the Real Madrid camp and the Spanish media. They didn't like the fact that Neymar left La Liga as a whole and came to the French Ligue 1 for all the marketing that goes with it. They don't like the fact that Paris Saint-Germain have been splashing the cash and building a very strong squad. I think this is all gamesmanship, just trying to upset the Paris squad before that Champions League last 16 tie.
Where does Cristiano Ronaldo fit into all of this, Matt? Because Spanish publication AS have said today that he's interested in the United move, and in the quote he says he's in the doldrums and feels tricked. Can we read anything into this?
No, there's a strong correlation between Cristiano Ronaldo wanting a new contract and reports and links with him back to Manchester United or Paris Saint-Germain or anywhere else. What we understand is that he was promised, Cristiano Ronaldo, a new contract after the Champions League final against Juventus in Cardiff back in May, a game in which he scored a couple of goals you might remember and played particularly well. Clearly this year it hasn't gone so well, or this season for him so far, just 4 goals in La Liga, but I think this is a sulk more than anything from Ronaldo and Ronaldo's camp to put these links together with his former club Manchester United, which he still holds a huge amount of affection for, there's no doubt about that, but he's a Real Madrid player and he will stay a Real Madrid player. I think he's just looking for renewed terms on his contract to give him some sort of parity with that other player that's quite good at the moment, Lionel Messi, who we believe earns a few more euros per month than Cristiano Ronaldo, but links with him back to Manchester United, I don't think so.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Ronaldo did say he wanted to retire at Real Madrid. Of course